Hello, guys. I haven't been posting for a while, so today I wanted to share with you guys a new video after my last one. I think that was I can't remember how many weeks ago it was. But essentially, I actually talked about natural gas. At that point in time, I think when I made the video to talk about whether market will go to a new low, I talked about how I think it will likely not, and because I was starting to see that commodities were becoming very, very weak. And true enough, it actually happened. So what happened was that when I did the video, I think it was around this point in time, if I did not recall wrongly. Yeah. So at that point in time, I had a feeling that the natural gas was going to come down along with other commodities like oil, which has already come down even before natural gas. And true enough, after it broke the neckline here, then the prices just waterfall down. So currently, um, prices are at a support for natural gas. If you are thinking to continue to short natural gas, you may want to think twice because it's at a very, very strong support already. For myself, I took the trade to short natural gas around here when I saw that there was a visible, quite a, I won't say visible, a visible, or rather a very obvious lower high. So I shorted it at the top and I took profit near the neckline because I wasn't very sure whether this something like a head and shoulder or triple top or whatever kind of bearish pattern you want to call it, right? I wasn't very sure that it would break the neckline. So to be safe, I actually exited my position, yeah, and took my profits. But of course, after that, I felt disappointed because the prices just waterfall down with hardly any retracement. I was hoping that there will be a gap that will be filled over here, but that didn't happen as well. So this was a very big move. Yeah, although I didn't manage to profit from the biggest chunk of the move, but I'm glad that at least I decided to take a chance to short it here when I saw that the bearish pattern was starting to form. Yeah. So what happened is that today I'm going to share with you two trade ideas that I think also could have um, possibly a trend reversal coming up. Yeah. As to how far it will go, I don't know. Whether it will really come true, I also don't know. Yeah. So I will base my analysis and put in my trades accordingly. Where as and when I see the bearish patterns continue to form. Yeah. So without further ado, the first one I wanted to talk about was copper. Okay. So what happened was that if I were to look at the trend of copper, it has been up for a very long time. So if we look at it from the week chart perspective, then typically what happens is that we can see that this was a very high or strong resistance point. And what happened was when the price actually broke, or rather came back down to the neckline, it actually retraced. This was something I hope that natural gas was gonna happen before it really waterfall the way. That I was actually looking for an even lower high before I dare to short it out again, but it didn't happen. So for this, for the copper trade, when it retraced and then it came down all the way, right? I remember when this thing happened, I regretted not taking the trade. Yeah. So that was in May 2022, around that period. So what happened was when it waterfall for all the way, I felt so disappointed because I had a feeling it would work, but I just didn't try. So this time round, when I saw similar things happening with natural gas, I thought that I have to take the opportunity. So at that point in time, when I missed the copper short, I told myself if prices were ever to retrace back to this neckline again, I would re-look at the price action at that point in time because of course with the recent up, there could be a chance that copper could continue to go up, and whatever that's happening right here currently could just be a retracement, and that is not wrong to think that, because the price action in this hour momentum is pretty strong. I mean, the momentum is really strong. So therefore, what is happening is that I'm now re-looking at copper again to see if any kind of bearish signals could be happening. If there are, then typically what happens is this could be seen as a retracement to the next shot. Whether or not it will pan out, I don't know. So we just have to wait and see lah. So if let's say I were to go to the day chart, okay, what happened was I saw that prices actually hovered around the previous um, support that was broken. Yeah, so here, of course, it spiked up a bit over here, but it's quite obvious that there was rejection coming through as seen in the wicks. Then since then, it has not made a higher high. It's been hovering here. So recently, I decided to take a short. That means I took a short position and I closed the majority of my trades already, leaving one last position that is still not closed. So I'm going to monitor how prices will fluctuate. If I were to change this to a line chart, then this could be a potential shoulder, head, and another shoulder. So given that if this could be some kind of a neckline or even here, now that it's been broken, any retracement up should be met by sell demand. So if let's say prices cannot go up and continues to come down, then I'm pretty certain that there's going to be further bearish price action. But for now, it's anybody's guess. Yeah, given that the upward momentum recently is very, very strong. But this could be the start of a downtrend. It's just my guess. Yeah. So that's for copper. Okay, so if it does come down, I'm expecting for it to at least come down to here, the blue line, which is the place where it holds all the previous highs. If this breaks, then I think there's a lot more further downside to copper that is to come. Yeah. So I think together with the narrative that recession is imminent in the US, so I think Dr. Copper being an indicator for the world's health economy, then I think the weakness of copper could be coming through. But whether or not that is correct, only time will tell. So that's the first one for copper. Then the next one that I have seen recently or monitored recently could be the yen trades. Could be the dollar yen, pound yen, euro yen, basically all the yen trades lah. So would like to share with you the week chart. So this is what I normally like to do. I like to look at things from the higher time frame perspective, and I like to do a bit of contrarian thinking, like what I shared in my previous videos. Because a trend doesn't last forever. There will be times where it may tend to reverse. And sometimes market is giving us the signals that it is turning, but if we don't pay enough attention to it, then we may miss it out altogether. Yeah. Okay, so what happened was that if you look at the week chart, dollar yen has been moving up very, very, very strongly. Yeah, since December 2020. Yeah. So what happened is that you could see this down move as a retracement to go higher. Because right now, if you look at price action, it seems to be supported for dollar yen at least at this 126 level. So what happens is now we just need to monitor. Now that, okay, because even before this level, I actually marked out this level, which is around 131.667, about 131. So what happened was that this was a near-term support that I saw. Because at that point in time, when it started to come down, I wasn't sure if, let's say I would have had the candles, right, whether price would be supported by here and then it moved back up. Because if it does, right, from here to that point, it's still considered a lower high. A higher low. So I can't possibly say that there is going to be a trend reversal. because given that this is a high, this is a higher high, this is a higher high. So if here it doesn't break, then this could be seen as a same low, and then for it to just retrace and go back up again. Okay, so now prices is at this. You realize that if this support is broken, technically there's not much support left until probably here. In terms of recent price action, so if I were to mark it out, then it's here. So what happens is that if there's not going to be much support here, it means that if this were to break, it will be a very fast mover. Boom! It will just drop. It was going to be like another waterfall phenomenon. So therefore, I think I'm waiting to see that as prices are retracing, whether let's say here or even here or even here. Okay, so let's say if I were to mark out more lines here, here, to see if there's any possible lower high that could be formed for me to take another short position. The thing is, nobody knows whether this is going to be a retracement or a continuation of this very big upward movement. Um, but at least based on what I feel, I think this is over extended. It's almost like like a parabolic move already. This last leg. So I think it's time for it to head the other way. Yeah, correct. But I can only confirm or be more confident when I see a lower high in the week chart. For now, um, it's still difficult to tell. But if let's say from the trading perspective, right, actually the lower high has already been formed. So if you're shorted here, here, you will still be very, very profitable. And why is it so hard to trade the yens right now, especially to the dollar yens, is because we are at a very strong level of support. Yeah. So we as if you're shorting from the top, right, as it you have a lot more room to come down to the support line. But once you are at a strong support, if you want to continue to short, it's going to be difficult. So what we need to do is to wait for retracement, and from there begin to see that a lower high continues to be formed. Then we can have the confidence that this whole downward trend and with the retracement is going to continue. It's downward momentum. So this is something I'm looking at now. So as for now, if I look at the day chart, where we are here is actually even lower than this already. So therefore, I feel that any retracement up will be met by sell demand. Yeah, and if this line is broken, then I think it's going to be a very quick fall. Yeah, so we shall see how it goes. But maybe you like to explore the other yen pairs as well. For example, the pound yen. So pound yen is a bit more straightforward if you look at the day chart because there is no upward momentum for a very long time already. It has just been going sideways and sideways. Yeah, but it's very obvious that there are significant lower highs, lower highs, lower highs from this point. Yeah, so if you would like to short, probably even pound yen would be a better candidate. If you look at the week chart, same thing. We are at a point in time where there's very strong support here at 155. Yeah, the only good thing is even from the week chart, you already start to see a lower high as compared to dollar yen, for example. So this one, you will find that if there's going to be any yen movement, then maybe pound yen will be more bearish than dollar yen, for example. Yeah, based on the week chart movement. So again, if it breaks, you realize that there are still multiple supports below, unlike the dollar yen. Yeah, so I think when it breaks, it might not have easier time than dollar yen, for example. Yeah, but it also means to say if it really were to break forcefully, it will cut through a lot of support lines to give you even added confidence that this momentum is really, really very strong. This downward move. Yeah, so we could be seeing the end of the upward rise of the yen pairs. Yeah, that's all my sharing for today. Then hope to come back again to you guys with another new video on new trade ideas soon. Thank you.